Hi, everyone. Today I'm talking about Web3, something different today. And I want to tell you about my journey with Web3. It wasn't an easy one, so let's see how it's evolved. So first of all, I'm Soumaya. I'm from Italy, and I work as a senior developer at Atlantis, a small company in the north of Italy. And I mainly work with front-end, and in the last few years, I worked in a company that was specialized in blockchain. So I had some troubles with Web3, mainly because I love Angular. So let's say that the Web3 community is not Angular friendly. So 99% of the projects are built in React. So everything you can find online is projects in React. And for me, I wanted to start at the beginning. It was really hard because you don't have any examples. And if you are starting with something new, the first thing that you do is going on the internet and find someone else that's already done it for you. So yeah, in the last 3 years, I started trying different approaches, and I found solutions. I built my own library that worked. It was working fine, but I wasn't satisfied of the result that I was getting till this year, let's say. So if we want to begin with Web3 from zero, we don't know anything about Web3, we need to know about these three things. We need to learn about what is a wallet, like a crypto wallet, and how we can interact with that. We need to know about smart contracts, because smart contracts are what we need to actually talk with the blockchain itself. So this is the most important things that we need to learn about it. And last things, but I think the most important things is Web3 library, because we need a Web3 library that works fine with our projects, so our front-end projects, that allows us to communicate with smart contracts in the best way possible. So for wallet, I'm going for MetaMask, because it's the most popular one. There is the application for your phone, and there is also a browser extension, so you can use it in multiple ways. And 99% of the blockchain users have a MetaMask account, so you have a lot of coverage for that. Smart contracts. Smart contracts are actually computer programs that in practical automate some operations in the blockchain. So we have some functions that we can call, and it does everything for us to the blockchain. So once we have the smart contract code that is written in Solidity, we compile our code, and we get two things: the bytecode that we are going to do to use it for the deploy of the smart contract itself, and we don't care about this thing. We care about ABIs, because ABIs are an interface that actually tell us what is written in the smart contract. So for front-end, it's really important, because we have a list of all the functions that we can use in our application, and with all the types of inputs that we need and all the returns that we get from these functions. So how it actually works. So the first part on the left is how normal, let's say, a traditional application works. So we have a client that requests a website from the web server, and we get the actual web app. But now we need to communicate with the blockchain. So to get to the blockchain, we need to send a transaction that will be managed by a Web3 provider. That can be a public provider for reading information, or our wallet will be used as a provider. And this provider will interact with the blockchain itself, and we are getting the information through the provider itself. So for libraries we had Web3.js was the first Web3 library that we got to begin with, and then it came a great competitor to Web3.js, actually really soon, and became the most used one. So now is still the most used one, and I think that more than 90% of the projects right now are built on using Ether.js. There are a multiple of other Web3 libraries, but are all like built in on top of Web3 Ether.js. So if you are like using a project, you need to know about this library first before using something that is built on top. So I always like recommend to use like the standard ones that are mainly these three. VM came a little bit later, came last year. So for many years, let's say, Ether.js was like the only like option, and all the other libraries that are built on top of it. VM, it's something new. It's built from like developers to developers. So the developer experience is so important for them. And it's built in TypeScript, so it's something new because everything was in JavaScript. That's why, like, React was like easier to build application with Ether.js and with Web3.js, of course. VM, we have like types for the first time. So with Angular, with Ether.js, we just have everything responding from the blockchain as an any. So you don't have any control of what you are receiving from the blockchain. You have any or unknown as a result of all the functions. So this library is also like really light. It's like 20% of the weight of Ether.js and even more from Web3.js. And it's type safe, and it's really, really growing so fast. So for Angular, that has really great problems with Ether.js. When I tried it with VM, it's actually, everything is really smooth, and it solves all the problems that I got with Ether.js. So I can tell that Angular and VM are really friends now and can work really good together. So let's see like how it actually works. I want to bring some examples of how it works. In particular, we want to focus on the provider that we need to talk with to interact with the blockchain. In Ether.js and all the other like Web3 libraries, we have a provider, and it's a little bit confusing because you don't know what provider you are calling. There are two different providers, and VM works with them separately. You have a public provider that is this public client that allows us to read information from the blockchain. And we don't need anything, any information about the user that's interacting with our application, because it's just reading information and displaying it to the user. So we just need a public provider that we can get on any like blockchain that we want to use. We just go on the website. They always have like a public provider that we can use. In this case, I'm using Sepolia. And with that, we can all do like have a provider that read informations. If we want to write information, we actually need the wallet provider, because if we want to write something on the blockchain, we need to sign that message. So this transaction needs the information about the user that is doing that transaction. So we need the information from the wallet. And in this case, we are using window.ethereum, that is actually the position where we can find the provider from MetaMask, that is a wallet extension from the browser. So we will find the information about the provider into the window.ethereum. And it's really simple. It's actually ready to use just like that. So it's also like for a developer experience, it's also like really easy to understand what we are doing right now. So let's do a little example. For example, we have a token, so like a coin with a smart contract address, and we want to read the name of this token. In this case, I'm using the smart contract of the token called Link on Sepolia. And this function name view, it's the actual ABI. It's one of the functions that you can call on this smart contract. And the name don't need any inputs and will return a string. And as you can see, I can type that because we have the information, and actually VM will return us the actual type. So if I did something like that with ether.js, I will get an error or like something that is not working fine. And if we just do this function, we'll get the token name. And same things for like if we are reading any other information. In this case, the balance. I'm passing the address of my wallet, and I will return the actual type of that function. That is, in this case, is a big int. If we want to write something on the blockchain, we have 3 steps. The first step will be to simulate actually the smart contract call that I want to do. In this case, I'm doing a transfer from a wallet to another wallet, and it will open up a pop-up, and we can reject the transaction or confirm it. In this case, we have a recap of what we are doing, of the actual transaction. If you reject, you just get a MetaMask error that the user rejected the transaction. Otherwise, if you confirm, you will get this result. And in this result, you have like all the requests that you actually did. And in the second step, you get the hash of this transaction itself, and just passing the request that you get from the other function. And once you have this request, your transaction is actually impending because the blockchain is a little bit slow, so you don't have the result immediately. So you need to like wait for this information to like be succeeded or rejected. So you can call this other function that is wait for transaction receipt. So you will get the actual receipt if you want to know if your actual transaction is succeeded or failed. And you'll get this, in this case, was success. In fact, if you go to your MetaMask wallet, you'll get that the actual transaction is confirmed. So you can also like use that to have a better user experience as well. So if you want to play with this little demo, I have a repository on my GitHub, and you can like play with it. There are also like other functions and other stuff that you can like play with. And this is like a beginner stuff, and you can actually scale and build bigger like application. So here, if you want to connect with me, and if you have any question about Web3, you can reach to me. And thank you very much.